All right, y'all. What's going on? Listen, I want us to talk about some pastors on today. All right. We're gonna talk a little piece about the church. Today is Sunday. I feel like it's fitting. All right. Make sure you guys are coming into the video. You're supporting the video by doing all of the great things. Okay. Um, First thing I want to talk about is Pastor Jamal Bryant and his wife Carrie. Okay, there's been some discourse around her attire that was worn to an event, and people felt as though that attire was not complimentary of a pastor's wife. All right, and I actually want to show you guys said attire. So let me get this screen up so that you guys could check it out and see what's going on here. All right. This is the attire of Miss Carrie Baby. Okay. This is the pastor's wife. I remember when Carrie used to rock the short hair. I remember that. Baby, I remember that. I actually like the short hair. I'm not saying she should go back to it. She can wear whatever she wants. She's a very beautiful woman. But Miss Carrie got body, honey. I mean, she was much slimmer then, but she still had body. Okay. It do look like it's a whole lot of hair though. I'm not even gonna hold you. But that's how some people are. They like about 4 bundles in their head. But I will say, speaking on the attire, more so the dress itself, I think it's absolutely cute. I'm sorry. Be mad. Be mad at me. Be mad at me. I see nothing wrong with what this lady got on. I know the people probably, some of y'all gonna be upset, honey. And I'm gonna let you. But I think this dress is super cute. A lot of us know when you wear these nude outfits, there is some type of lining within the dress that does not show what you got on underneath. Okay. And because she has the shape and the figure that she has, people gonna make their own imagination or whatever the case is anyway, because it's just how they is. I'm not as surprised by individuals coming or the church people, whoever is complaining about her attire. I'm not really surprised because I feel like y'all did the same thing to Erica Campbell. Erica Campbell wore a dress. I think it could have been like white. Can't remember, but it was definitely form fitting because those sisters have body. And when I tell y'all they drug my girl, I think she went to the BET Awards and it was so much discourse around what she wore. And it's like, honestly, church folks, y'all slightly irritate me, child. Let me tell you something. I feel like y'all are more upset, or oftentimes I feel like people are more upset about what the women wear than y'all are upset with the pastor saying, close the doors, lock those doors, forcing y'all to donate, telling y'all, um, oh, God sent me a message, and if you sow a seed of 200, y'all gonna make 10,000. Like, y'all let these pastors play in y'all face, but then when these ladies wear dresses to events that are not church events, y'all be upset, and I'll be understanding. Okay, y'all be learning about pastors violating kids and all kind of stuff, and they'll be trying to sit up there and stand beside them. Matter of fact. And there's another story I wanted us to tap into because we're going to get into a few pastor stories on today. But what I will say, these stories do not have anything to do with children, right? Not in that capacity, but it definitely has something to do with the disrespect of women and how a lot of the church people have been continuing to stick beside, you know what I'm saying, certain folks. So we're going to get into that. Just a second, because I want us to get into what Jamal Bryant had to say, right? Jamal Bryant did come back to the front and he wanted to address some things with the people, and we will get into that as it pertains to his wife, because people had stuff to say and he just like, y'all need to back up off my wife, okay? Just a little piece. So let us hear what it is Jamal Bryant had to say here. Okay, let's get into it.
The day the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me.
The gag is some of the people in the church that's praising and maybe some that's not. He talking to y'all. Y'all might be like, yeah, but y'all could have been some of the ones down there in the comments too, child. But anyway, ain't it? And I hate it for anybody that was sitting there in the comments and he talking directly to y'all in the church. I'm hollering. Woo.
If you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hobbie, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself. The other day, the internet went crazy.
All right, so y'all just heard what it is he had to say. I'm not mad at it, okay? If he want her to shake it fast, watch it, whatever. Watch yourself, then go ahead. That's his wife. I just didn't see nothing wrong with the dress. It's a dress. Honestly, they probably would have complained about anything that she wore, but it's like, you can't even see what's going on. It's aligned with something. I thought it looked nice. I thought she looked really cute. It wasn't like she wore it to church. She wore it to an event. All right. They had a much bigger cause in supporting, I think it was to support HBCUs. Don't quote me. But it was just a much bigger cause. And people made a much bigger issue about what she had on. And hearing about this really just made me reflect back to when they did something like this to Erica Campbell. Because she was going to the BET Awards and they didn't like what she put on. And it's like, listen, maybe with these type of figures, right? Maybe when you wear a more like a bigger dress or I don't know what y'all thinking. Like sometimes for women like us, I feel like it make us look bigger. And it's like, child, I'd rather be curvy than being in a dress that's swallowing me to make you feel comfortable. No. Okay. This fits me. It compliments me. I like it. I'm wearing it. Your relationship with God is your relationship. Mine with him is mine. Don't worry about what I got on. It ain't bothering nobody. And it shouldn't have been bothering your ass either. Okay. Okay. That's crazy. But child, that's what's going on. All right. I just feel like the people be more upset about the wrong stuff. Upset about the wrong stuff. Anywho, child, as we speak on people being upset about the wrong stuff, I think I want to get into this story real quickly, real fast. And I have to read it from this particular Facebook post. So let me get this up for y'all really quick. This particular story is out of Alabama. Okay. And I wasn't sure if it was like Birmingham, Alabama or something at first, because I saw some people that I was familiar with, like from Montgomery, that was posted about it. So I was like, huh? But what I'm learning is that it's out of Level Plains, Alabama. We're going to get into this story where, unfortunately, a pastor was unalived by his wife. Okay. Very unfortunate. It happened, from my understanding, a few days before Christmas in front of their children. Now, we're going to get into the details of what this post has made, but I have also heard that he had some DV allegations that were going on. Now, granted, I don't know if the DV allegations were actually true. I don't know if it was not true, but we are going to get into this particular story here with this pastor, Dequarius Green, who was unalived by his wife. So they're saying pastor who faced domestic violence charges shot to death days before Christmas. Dequarius Green, who's 31, the leader of Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church, was shot on December 23rd at a residence in Level Plains, Alabama. So I'm not sure where the church was. I have to look the church up, right? So it happened in Level Plains, Alabama. But he was a part of or was it in Dothan? I think it could have been in Dothan. Don't quote me. Anywho, so they're saying Sheriff Mason Bynum confirmed Green's death in a statement, noting the ongoing investigation into the circumstances surrounding the shooting. They said no arrests have been made, and authorities have indicated that case that the case may involve elements of self-defense, which could explain the lack of immediate charges. Such matters are typically forwarded to the district attorney for potential grand jury review. Court records obtained from Dale County reveal that Green faced 3 misdemeanor counts of DV in 2024, including harassment. The charges stemmed from allegations by a woman with whom Green shared children, who claimed he repeatedly struck her, including one incident while she was pregnant. However, all charges were dismissed after the alleged victim declined to testify or pursue the case further. That's a very common thing. But also keep in mind, when a person decides to remove themselves from the case and not go forward with it, oftentimes that means they still have love there, they still have care there. They likely didn't want to press charges to begin with, but because certain things were there once the police got on the scene, they decided to move forward with that. Also, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. So I don't know what happened between them people. I don't know. Okay. What we do know is, unfortunately, it was on record that there was a DV passed, right? He was not tried in the trial to be convicted of said charges. The woman not participating in said charges, it resulted in a situation of everything being dismissed ultimately, right? So they go on to say that it remains unclear whether the woman involved in those prior incidents is connected to the recent shooting. I mean, obviously it would be if they shared children together. It took place at this time. Basically, it was the wife. Okay, that's what it is. Despite the troubling allegations, Green's congregation and the broader Montgomery community have rallied in mourning, focusing on his spiritual leadership rather than the controversies. Right? They're saying the church announced his passing on its Facebook page with a heartfelt message. With heavy hearts yet unwavering faith, we share that our beloved pastor, D'Aquarius Green, has transitioned from this earthly life into eternal rest. Members held a vigil for him and everything. A lot of people been online though, bashing and thrashing the wife. People have been asking, why hasn't the wife been arrested? They feel like she unalived him for absolutely no reason or whatever. And my thing is, and will always be, y'all don't fully know people in their relationship, right? I feel like we know people based on how they may show up to us, and they may be so kind-hearted, they may be so kind. I mean, you have those stories where, oh, he would give you the shirt off his back, he was so sweet, he was so kind, and then it results in a MS, a murder-suicide, okay? Where that person was clapped and they clapped themselves. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of a situation that happened like a week ago. This investigator in Georgia unalived himself and his girlfriend, right? But others felt like, oh, he was this great guy, and he was this and he was that. He went and he killed her and himself, right? So all in all, I do understand people wanting to be, to come to his defense because of their experience with him. But I do feel like there has to be an area where you have to understand you are not in their marriage. You don't know what was really going on. And always consider and understand, when a person shares with you details about what's happening in their marriage, they're giving you the information from their perspective. And then a lot of us shape our thoughts about that other person based on what we're being told. And then you start building up this animosity. You don't even really know what's going on because you ain't hear their side. And then sometimes you may have witnessed some stuff for yourself. And then that part I also get, right? But I don't know. But I feel like this is yet another example where people, like, they more outraged about what a lady got on, outside of the church than they is about whether the man actually violated his wife, right? Because once the charges was dropped, everybody like defending him down, defending him. She's the problem. She did this on purpose. She unalived him. Nobody was at that house. There may be camera footage in the house, okay? Maybe. Nobody was at that house to know what had happened. The kids may have witnessed it. I don't know if the kids was in the same room when it all went down. Maybe she was disguising and hiding certain things. If she did have bruises, I don't know. I'm not going to say he did because I don't know whether he did it. I don't even know this man, and I don't know this lady. However, I just would think people would just have a look. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's always shown up to me to be this type of person, but I went in a relationship, so I don't know. I don't think I would come down and just be on some, it's her fault, she's wrong, she did this. I mean, did she? And keep in mind, if she did, if she did do this intentionally, it does not mean that she won't be charged later. It was a story that I meant to follow up on that I didn't. It was a Ramika Meek story. We talked about it quite a few months ago, where Ramika was unalive shortly after dropping her son off at school. And she wrote him a note and everything, you know, about how great of a kid he is and stuff. She wrote a very positive message to her son. And she drove up the street, I believe, got into it with her baby dad and her baby dad's baby mama. Baby mama ended up shooting her, killing her. Like, so disgusting, so tragic. And then the come to find out, allegedly the baby daddy had Ramika in a headlock and all this and that. Like, it was just crazy. And you had witnesses that were around that were able to say exactly what they saw. So the young lady, I don't believe if she was arrested, she was released. The one that unalived Ramika, she ended up being released. Shortly after that, a month or so later, Miss Ma'am just got arrested and just recently got indicted for murder. Okay? Even though she was trying to say it was self-defense, yada, 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 while her own child is sitting in the back seat. In addition to that, the girl is pregnant. And she tried to use the fact that she's pregnant to get out of jail. And the judge said, absolutely not. Hello? Meanwhile, you got baby daddy still online on some rah, whatever. Like, people, y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all don't know the story. I'm like, hey, I feel like he played a hand. And the moment y'all find out and figure out the truth about what hand he played, grab him too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm only bringing that story up to say that that young lady committed that crime. I believe it could have been in September. By November, December, she was arrested. Right? So if the police find fault that this lady did intentionally do this to this man unwarrantedly, she will be arrested. Okay? But just because she had DV charges against him, right? And she chose to not show up, therefore they were dismissed, does not make him innocent either. So I feel like maybe y'all should just wait and see what's going to happen. Right? Because they may still continue to do an investigation on this, even though they're, you know, not charging anybody at this time and she's free to go live her life or whatever. Right? So yeah, that's just that's crazy. But I've seen people online like being really upset and having all kind of stuff to say, and why isn't this thug or this whatever lady arrested yet? And da 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 da. Woo, it's a mess. And I'm just like, well, what else did y'all see? Right? What did y'all see her show her ass on the judge? Right? I'm sorry, not the judge, but the pastor. Did y'all see her show her R's on the pastor? And y'all have a different point of view of her, and was she a provoking person? Like, because most of the time, y'all don't know the real dynamic of their relationship. Y'all only know how they showed up to y'all at work or at church or whatever. And it's like people be showing different faces to different folks. I don't know if that's his situation or not, but I just feel like there's room for those possibilities. And then it's a possibility that she could have just been trashed too, and she did do that on purpose. I don't know. But anywho, wanted to bring that up. Another story I wanted to bring up, girl, and this is crazy. This is regarding a pastor named Elijah McDavid, who was in a relationship with this gorgeous girl named Tyler. And I think she may go by Twiggy or something like that. I'm talking about absolutely gorgeous girl. And with her, he cheated on her. This lady moved herself from one state and moved her and her child from one state to another state to be with this man. Okay. And the girl, he ended up cheating on her. So let me see if we could go in order just a little piece. So I want to play this video of him when he first announced that he was engaged to this woman. Okay. So I want to get into that first. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to cut my volume up a little bit more here. All right. So let's check this out.
The Fellowship at Missionary Baptist Church, and you got out in 90 minutes. So let me use my last 5. Hold up. Buckle up. Let me use my last 5 because I got some good news to share. Just like Jonah, I know what it's like to be spewed out of the belly of the beast. And every now and then we believe we testify about the amazing things God does to resurrect our joy, our peace, and our happiness. And so I'm excited on this Easter Sunday, y'all, to introduce my fiance to fellowship. I praise God for what God has done in my life. She gonna hate me for this. Come on up, baby. Y'all help me welcome Tyler to Minneapolis. And it gets better. My bonus son, Hayes, is here with us, too. Thank you. Y'all know this amazing woman has changed and transformed my life, and I love her for being willing to come here to Minneapolis. I love y'all for praying for me. I'm gonna tell you, I was struggling in summer 2020. God sent me miles away from all of my family and my friends. But God's been so gracious to send somebody to partner with me. And so thank you all for praying for me. Thank you. During sabbatical, I heard God say clearly, I take ministry seriously. I've given my all to this. And I heard God say, you have served me well, son. I give you permission to experience the gift of family. So thank you. I know we gotta go. We gotta go. Y'all take her and her wonderful family is here. Y'all take them up to get some breakfast so they can relax and enjoy. Oh, my bad. Her name is Tyler McNulty. We're about to drop the Nulty, make it McDavid. All right, that's how we do. And also welcome my guy, Hayes Hartman, who's here with us. Y'all, they will be here officially at the end of August, so I ask that you please kindly give us time to transition and move and do all of that. Y'all know when I got here, I had to commute back and forth for a few months, so please give us patience as we settle in. I know y'all all want to meet her, but we're going to make time for that. Amen and praise God. All right. If you find her number, don't blow up her phone. Amen. And for those of y'all who are old school Baptists, she ain't working here. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah, amen.
Let me go back right there.
Baptist. She ain't working.
Okay, this is what I was looking for, right? I see that the caption says that this was Easter Sunday of 2025. So I'm looking on the side to see as they recorded this off YouTube that it does at the time that they recorded this, it said 8 months ago. So this just happened that they just got engaged. Okay.
Yes. Call your deacon when you need prayer.
All right. So there's that. Let's get into a bit of what she had to say. All right. Let's tap into this.
In the world, or at least you thought he was. He was so intense.
Hold on, cause see, girl, you talking too low for the people. Okay.
He was so sweet. Hey y'all, let's play a game of put a finger down. Put a finger down if you met a man last year and he was just the best man in the world, or at least you thought he was. He was so intentional, he was so sweet, he was so thoughtful. He moved with purpose, he knew what he wanted, and he didn't play about you. You all dated for 9 months, and he asked you to marry him in April. Put a finger down if he announced your engagement in front of his entire congregation on Easter. Put a finger down if 2-3 days go by and you find out that your fiance had been cheating on you for about a good length of your relationship. Not only had he been cheating on you, but he was cheating on you with a member of the church. He also had another relationship with another woman from the church, but it wasn't sexual. Didn't find this information out until after you all were engaged. You were livid. You were furious. You gave the ring back. You called off the engagement. You called off the wedding that you were planning. You canceled the dress that you ordered. All of this stuff. This man begged and pleaded and begged and pleaded and begged and pleaded and begged and pleaded for your forgiveness. After some time and work and like all of this stuff, and you making demands, and he met those demands, you thought to yourself, okay, like I asked him to do X, Y, and Z, he did them, he is serious. You decide that you want to work on this relationship and that you want to be in a relationship with him and all this other stuff. So you decide still to move to Minneapolis, uproot you and your son, leave your job behind, leave your family and your friends, and you come here to be this man's wife. You all get married and everything seems to be okay. You all have like little knickknacks, there's everything that you go through like as marriages do, but you all are still very intentional with wanting to be together. You get married in August, you go to Italy for your honeymoon in August, and you get pregnant the first day of your honeymoon. Surprise! I am 13 weeks pregnant. You all get into an altercation in October. You decide that you are going to go ahead and take some time apart, so you go home for a week. You go home, and that's when you actually found out that you were pregnant. You end up coming back to Minneapolis. You all are working everything out, trying to at least, and then surprise, he moved out. He got an apartment. Thanksgiving comes around and he's back at the house. He still has his apartment, but he's been home every single day playing house. We've been eating together as a family. He's been taking your son to school. He's been coming back home in the evenings. He's been sleeping here. Like everything's been fine. Then last Saturday, you all get into an argument over a napkin. You get into an argument over a napkin, and he decides that he is going to leave. And you tell him, look, you're married. You can't keep leaving every single time you get upset. Married people don't have second residences. He decides to leave anyway. So you text him and you let him know that this is the last time that he will be able to walk out on you, your son, and your unborn child. You go to church that next day. Everything is fine. I mean, you are saving face. You're speaking to everyone. You're smiling. After church, you go up to your husband and tell him how great of a job that he preached, and that you asked him if he wanted to go get some brunch afterwards, or like what his plans were, and he said that he had a headache and he was going to go lay down. So I said, okay. So my son, we go to brunch with a friend, and we come back and your husband is not here. Sunday evening, you try to get in contact with your husband and he still doesn't answer the phone. Monday comes around and you are sitting on the couch, folding clothes, doing laundry, and watching the P. Diddy documentary. The doorbell rings. You think that it is a package that your stepmom sent you all for Christmas. So you're not in a rush to answer the door because delivery people are going to sit it down. The doorbell rings again, so you get up because you are naked on the couch trying to fold laundry, because the only clothes that fit are the clothes that you are washing because you're pregnant. You find something, you throw it on, you go to the door. It is a woman there. She asks, are you Tyler? You say yes. She hands you a paper and says, you've been served. I open the paper and it's divorce papers. You're so distraught. You don't know what's going on, why he would serve divorce papers, what happened to the point that divorce papers would be served. There was no conversation being had. You are literally a mess. You all finally have a conversation a few days later, and you're like, you know what? I need you to be honest with me. Are you messing with anybody? And he tells you that he's been involved with a woman for the past month. Not any woman, but one of the two women that he was involved with in the beginning of your relationship. I'm putting all of my fingers down.
That's crazy. You sat up here and wasted this lady's time, relocated her from one place to another, Minneapolis. I can't remember where she came from. Her and her child. Right? She probably thought you had the best intentions because you a pastor. Okay? You done sat up here, got this lady pregnant, right? then been around here messing with somebody else. Child, that's some messy shit.
You came to
And
fellowship.
then one of the people was in the church. That's crazy. But we're going to get into more because this young lady came out to speak where people were alleging that she was the mistress or whatever. And she was like, it's not her, but we just going to listen to it. We're going to listen to it. Matter of fact, let me turn the audio down now because I don't want it to be too loud on you guys because I had to raise it up so much just so we could hear the last young lady. Okay. So I don't want to blow y'all eardrums out. So let's go ahead and check this young lady out here.
Saddened and disheartened to have to make a video like this. I was going to allow it to pan itself out with the people that were involved, but the moment that my name came into it and screenshots are being posted with my name in it, I felt like I have to say something. I am not mistress. I am not someone that is maintaining an inappropriate relationship with your husband or anybody for that matter. I am not somebody who wants to intervene or get in the middle of your relationship. What you should know is that this person and I dated for approximately 3 years. We started dating in June of 2021, and I also loved and cared about him. I also experienced all of the lavish trips and Michelin star restaurants and truly feeling like somebody loved and cared about me and truly felt like I could trust him. He and I maintained a relationship for about 3 years, and we lived together and everything. It was in the spring of 2024 that I found out some devastating news that my trust was broken and that I was humiliated. At that point, like you, I also tried to see if we could figure things out and maintain the relationship. That's not necessarily something that I would recommend to anybody today, but that is my truth. We decided ultimately in about May of 2024 that we were no longer going to attempt to work on our relationship and that we would cut things off. From that point, he and I did not maintain contact the same way that we had before. We really did take a lot of space from each other. And later on that year, he started to reach back out and ask if I wanted to go to dinner or brunch, etc., and would invite myself and my friends out. During these dinners and brunches, he would offer up that he is single, that he is by himself, that if he is going on these trips, he's going by himself, he's going on his sabbatical, and he's going by himself as a single man. To my surprise, he asked me to dinner in spring of 2025 of this year and let me know that he was planning to propose to someone. Okay. And I'll be honest and let you know that I absolutely crashed out in that moment because I felt like even though we weren't together, we had built a friendship over the last few months to where we could be honest with each other.
No, it's because you still cared about this man and you was hoping that he would eventually come around, which is why you maintained a friendship with him, hoping that he would see that it's you. Because why is he even telling you who he on a damn trip with? Oh, I'm taking these trips by myself. I'm doing this and that. And you a fool to believe him. Because if you was on trips with him, you probably saw how he was. Y'all may have taken pics together, but he probably only posted pictures of him damn self, right? Now he inviting you out to let you know what's going on. I'm finna propose to somebody. I feel like he only did that out of courtesy because he knew you had feelings for him still. And that's the real reason why you crashed out, not because y'all were friends and you felt like y'all could keep it honest with each other. You know, I think you still had hope that that relationship would be something at some point. But let's keep going.
I was frustrated because I felt like I didn't have a choice and that I didn't get an option of being able to walk away knowing that he was in a relationship with someone.
You didn't get an option?
I literally found out that you existed on that day. And when I checked in with other people, they let me know that they had been seeing your videos for a while and just thought that I knew.
What did you mean you didn't get an option when y'all broke it off in the spring? I'm so confused. Like, am I tripping?
The last few months to where we could be honest with each other. I was frustrated because I felt like I didn't have a choice and that I didn't get an option of being able to walk away knowing that he was in a relationship with someone. I literally found out that you existed on that day. And when I checked in with other people, they let me know that they had been seeing your videos for a while and just thought that I knew. And that's why no one had told me. I talked
Sheesh.
to my mentor and he let me know that he was not about to propose, that he actually had already proposed to you before he said that to me. And I confronted him again and asked him why he had lied to me. I asked him what the reason was for not telling me that you were in a relationship this entire time. And he said to me that he didn't want to lose his best friend. I also that same day asked him if you knew about me and asked if he had talked to you about our past. And he told me he didn't think that that was necessary. I was really frustrated and I expressed that to him that day, that I didn't think that it was fair for anybody to walk into a scenario as delicate as this one, considering the context, that anybody should walk into this not knowing what's going on, especially when there are plenty of other people in the congregation that know.
I had to pause because this comment over here is about to take me. It's about to take me out. So Tyler Perry really don't be exaggerating. Listen, y'all have got to stop y'all stuff. You hear me? Y'all have got to stop. That's what I'm saying. This person says me. I hate drama. Also me. You know, this is so many people. This is so many people. Okay, they'll tell you being judgmental and stuff, but then they'll come in the comments and be judgmental themselves. They tell folks to mind their business, but you also under the same video and or blogs on Instagram trying to get the T2. Child, this is so for this is a lot of people. Okay. I hate drama, but also me. I'm tuned into the Ooh, these two here is about to take me out. But let's get back.
From that point, I decided that I did not want to maintain even a platonic friendship relationship with him and that my trust had been violated again at this point. And so I stopped communication with him, eventually blocked him on my phone, blocked him on social media, etc. It was October 25th of this year, which you know is his birthday, that I received a call that was not his personal number and not his social media, reaching out to me to let me know that he had been in what you would call an altercation that ultimately left him hit by a car. Again, I'll be honest and say that I thought in that moment, frustratedly, like, this is not my problem. I should not have to show up for somebody that has broken my trust on multiple occasions. But convicted, I felt like the right thing to do was to show up for somebody that you care about. And so
Girl,
no,
please, you ain't have to do shit. You know, I don't know. I feel like for her, she seems to be very young. And I think that her showing up for him still was so that he could still see value in her in some capacity, because ultimately what she wanted was him. The reason they broke it off in the spring was, in my opinion, as a young lady, I think they stopped talking in hopes for her. She was hoping that they would come back together, you know, staying in contact, checking on each other. Let's just say we're friends. We'll take probably the sexual aspect out of it, yada, yada. That's why she crashed out when she found out he was engaged. Then you go as far as to block him, and then you find out he was in an accident, and then you show up. Yeah, I mean, maybe a lot of people would have did that, you know, but I think that she still was hoping that he would see some type of value in her. Because if you know the man is married and he got a wife at this point, or somebody he's engaged to or got a fiance, why you hit me up to show up? That's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like I that's just dead. But go ahead.
I wasn't showing up for him as a friend. I wasn't showing up for him as somebody that was looking for anything for him, not somebody that is looking to rekindle a relationship with him. I was showing up for him as somebody who had just gotten news that he was in the hospital and had been in a car accident. And I want to be clear, he and I have maintained a strictly platonic relationship since the spring of 2024. And so while I understand that there is extreme hurt, there is extreme frustration, there was extreme disrespect that has happened throughout this situation, while I understand that this is extremely humiliating and I would not wish this situation on anybody, I also will say that is not my character to maintain a relationship with someone that is in a relationship, or someone that, especially someone that is married. And so I truly hope that.
Then I think, and it's no shade to her, because once again, she's young, and I just feel like a lot of young people, they got to learn their lessons, right? But I also feel like if that's your stance and that's how you feel, you also should have known and never felt compelled to show up for him at the damn hospital, because he already has a partner that's supposed to do that.
In all of this, that you all get what is owed to you, what is due to you. I pray that this is all worked out. However, I should not be the target for this anger. I truly do believe that it is misdirected. And to all of my friends, turned family, my community that have reached out throughout the last day and a half of everything that has been going on, for people that know the truth and know my story and know my character, that have shown up for me and supported me. Thank you for showing up for me. I really do appreciate that. And I hope that this all gets worked out, but I am not anyone's mistress.
All right. So that's one thing this young lady wanted to clear up. All right. Let us get into more. Okay. Because there was more. As more of the details started to come out about the pastor, I believe that he decided to like step down or whatnot. So let us get into what he had to say.
So many reasons to give God praise. So many doors.
Sorry, y'all. I really wanted to speed this up, but I don't think I
So
can.
many reasons to give God praise. So many doors he's opened.
But
so
I'm gonna
many
have
ways
to.
So many reasons to give God praise. So many doors he's opened, so many ways he's made. He didn't have to let us live, but I'm glad to be in the service one more time. Are you grateful for life, health, and strength today? I know I am, and we praise God for it. Listen, a few words of remarks before we move into our time of worship through giving. I want to say that I, like any other person with a biblical name, I can't help but to resonate with the story of the personality that I'm named for.
It's the lady sitting in the back with the necklace, the lighter skinned lady with the necklace in the back. For me, I felt like her facials was giving like this. Cha.
I have a gravitational pull that keeps on drawing me back to the story of the prophet Elijah. And I'm drawn, Deacon Corey, not just to the high moments of success that he experiences, but I am drawn sometimes to the low moment that Elijah experienced in 1 Kings chapter 19. If you've been at fellowship a little while, if you read your Bible, you know I've taught the story. Elijah just had an awesome victory in chapter 18, defeating 450 prophets of Baal. And then, as you turn the page, you find Elijah running for his life, fearful, afraid, anxious about what's coming next. He even questions the value and the significance of his own future. I would say it's similar to the biblical Elijah. Many of us today are wrestling with some heavy emotions. Some in our church, we experienced a whole lot this week, and it's left our community wondering and questioning, what does the future look like? We accomplished a whole lot together as a church family in chapter 18. We had some beautifully victorious seasons that we ought to be proud of in chapter 18. But right now it's a chapter 19 moment, and a lot of people are hurting. And if I can be honest, your pastor is hurting. May not have experienced all the dark tears of depression that the biblical Elijah wrestled with, but I can be honest and say I've cried a whole lot these last 3 months. And there have been some moments where I asked God, why? And so, with your gracious understanding, I would like to take some time to do what the biblical Elijah did, to go away to the mountaintop for a few days and allow the Spirit of our merciful God to replenish me, to recalibrate me, and restore me. I want to be better before we resume the work of prophetic ministry. I believe that on the other side of a refueling moment, we can have more chapter 18 victories ahead of us. And for those who might be uncertain about if there's victory ahead of us, I am confident in this, that even when the preacher, even when the members, even when a leader is going through it, even when we are broken and hurting, God knows how to touch us and minister to us and whisper to us in the stillness of the night, just as he did for the biblical Elijah, he can do for any of us. I'm confident in that. And so, beloved, as I prepare for a short time away, allow me to encourage you to never allow anything to interrupt the life of our church's worship. Don't allow anything to interrupt the life of our church's worship.
Get to the point.
But I've taught you before, fellowship, that whether in victory or in defeat, our task remains the spiritual well-being of our institution. Perhaps worst of all, it evokes memories of church hurt and trauma that all too many of us have had to live through time and time again. And so, from the bottom of my heart, I'm deeply sorry that because none of you should have had to experience hurt like this on the week of Christmas.
Girl, see how he pulling at y'all and playing in y'all fucking face, but y'all probably be sitting up here worried about what the hell a damn woman don't walk to an event. Y'all should have never had to endure this on the week of Christmas. They should have never had to endure it, period. And they should have, the woman that you were with should have never had to been moved from one damn area to another for you to continue to play in her face, or actually really play in her damn face. That's what it was given. Okay? You're not close enough for me to play in your damn face. You too far away. Let me get you here so you really can see how I'm finna play in your damn face. Child, that's crazy. Wasting people time. And I do feel like this young lady had chances to opt out of this damn marriage, to not even move forward with it. He showed you enough, right? But let's get back real quick. Was there anything else he had to say?
For the opportunity that we have to fast together. We announced this fast a little while ago. We didn't.
Okay, boom. So then I think, he steps away from the church, right? Is there anything else? Is he going too long? So all in all, he apologizes to the people, okay? He apologizes. I do want us to check out what she had to say, though. Final.
Hey, y'all.
She talks too soft for me. I might have to make it louder for you guys. So hopefully you all turn your headphones and stuff up, honey.
Happy couple of days after Christmas. I hope everyone had a joyous Christmas celebration with family.
Oh, this video is super long, so we're going to speed this one up too.
Happy couple of days after Christmas. I hope everyone had a joyous Christmas celebration with family. I am here to just address a few things. My last video was posted about a week ago. I got 1,000,001 comments, some good, some bad, so I'm here to address them. Let's start with the first one. Everyone was asking, why did this make it to social media? For those of you that are new to my page and clearly don't know any of my content, I documented my entire relationship with my husband from my very first date to the time that we eloped in Italy and further on from there. I documented the good times, and so it wouldn't be right or be hypocritical if I did not document and share this information. One of the other questions was, why did I not go to the higher ups? I did. I went to the chair of the deacon board and the chair of the trustee board in early November and talked to them about everything. They even have more details than you all have. So I went to them, nothing was done. The reason why the video was made to begin with, because my name was being slandered around the church and around his staff. He has not been truthful. He has fabricated a situation that happened, and I was tired of the blame and the misinformation being targeted towards me, and me ultimately being the bad guy. I made this video because there were a lot of people involved. There are a lot of people that have been involved with him and that have been silenced, and I am one that will not and cannot be silenced. So I'm the only one that spoke up and spoke out. One of the other questions was, what could he possibly have done that you demanded that would make you take him back? Well, he had an inappropriate relationship with a member of his church while he was dating me. That person is the daughter of his former secretary. She reached out to me a few days after he announced our engagement on Easter on the phone, and she told me everything. The demand that I made was, I asked him to let go of his secretary. I felt like she was too close. She knew that Elijah was dating me. She also knew that he was dealing with her daughter.
Oh, sorry, guys. Y'all did not hear me. So what I was saying was that what she was confirming was that it's not the young lady that we just heard from, Carrie, the young lady Carrie. She's just saying that there was another lady that worked at the church who had a daughter that her soon-to-be ex-husband was involved with. That's what she's saying. So it wasn't the young lady we just heard from.
She was booking my flights to and from Minneapolis, booking dinner reservations, booking everything. She was just too close. I did not want her around. I did not want to be around her. I didn't want to eventually have to email her or call her or do anything in regards to church-related stuff. So I asked him to let her go. That was one of the demands. He did that. I thought because he let go of his secretary, that he was serious about our relationship, and it made me feel a little bit more comfortable moving forward in our relationship. I would send the baby to Jesus or Jesus Academy, Jesus Daycare. Trust and believe. That was a thought of mine. And every time.
So when she talks about Jesus Academy or Jesus Baby Daycare, she's talking about a snip of the child that she currently has. It's something that she thought about.
Talked about terminating. I literally got sick to my stomach. Ironically, Monday of this week, I received a phone call from the doctor letting me know that I am having a little girl. Most people would be excited to know the sex of their baby, especially to know that they're having a daughter when they already have a son. But it's just something that I'm not excited about right now. I've been told to try to find the joy in this moment and I can't find it. My prayer is that as time go on, that I will be able to connect to my daughter. I pray that I don't have any resentment towards her. My prayer is that I can love her the way that I love my son, despite everything that is going on between me and her father. So for those that are sticking and writing with me, I would ask that you would just pray for peace of mind for me. I would like for all of you guys to back off of Carrie. She and I did have a conversation the day after Christmas. We had a long 4-hour phone conversation. I do not agree with everything that has happened, but I do understand how she fell into the manipulation of you all's pastor. He is a very smart, well-spoken man, and he knows how to use that to his advantage. For everyone that is attacking me in my comments because you are sticking and writing beside your pastor, I don't blame you at all. You all have known him for 5 years. You have grown to love him for those 5 years. He and I have only been together for a year and a half, and even in that year and a half, with everything that I know about him, everything that I know about his past, and everything that I know that he continues to do, I still love him. And so there is so much that you all do not know, and I am not upset because he is not a truth teller. I hope that one day he will tell the truth. I truly believe that everything that's done in the dark comes to light, because everything that this man has done to me in the dark, I did not go looking for it. It literally fell on my lap. Church sent out an email earlier this week about the claims against their pastor and how they are supporting the family. You all are not supporting the family. If you were, you would have reached out to check on Hayes. At the end of the day, there is an innocent child that has moved to Minnesota and now has moved from Minnesota, had started a whole brand new life with friends at school, friends at church. We built a community here, and I had to have a really hard conversation with him and let him know that this would no longer be his home. Would have hoped that you all would have actually checked in on the family. For those that have checked in on us, I really appreciate you. For those that have come to the house to pick him up, to distract him so I could pack up, or just so I could get things done, I really do appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who has called. I appreciate everyone who has stopped by. I appreciate everyone who has prayed for and with me. Know that your kindness, I'm not taking it lightly at all. I really appreciate you. That's really all that I have to say. I appreciate everyone that has reached out to me. I hope that somebody can learn something from this. I don't believe that anyone should be silenced. There were tons of people that told me to take the video down or let God handle this. No, God can continue to handle it the way that he sees fit. But this is what I'm doing. I'm just going to sit back. Got a divorce to go through now. And I got to continue to make this little girl that's inside of me, because I haven't been taking care of her. And I haven't been taking care of her mom. And so my prayer is that I can heal. Everyone involved can heal. I hope that this doesn't happen to anybody else. And I just want to get back to the Tyler, the daughter, the mom, the friend that I was, or that I am, for my babies. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side. I received a sermon a couple of weeks ago from Sarah Jakes Roberts, basically talking about her going through the process to get to the promise on the other side. And I have no clue what my promise is on this other side, because I'm being dragged, and this process is terrible. But I just know that I'm going to have a testimony, something on the other side. It has to, because this is just insane. But again, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for all of your prayers, your well wishes.
All right. So y'all just heard what this young lady said and what all she has been going through and dealing with, okay, the past few months with this man. And you also heard her say, at least I hope you guys heard her say, that a lot of people are sticking beside the pastor. She even giving them grace for that, because why? They've known the pastor much longer than they've known her. But I feel like regardless of how long you know your pastor wrong as hell. Why you brought this girl down here, entertain this girl, when they got your damn apartment somewhere else and sat up here, got the girl pregnant, you over here talking to somebody else that you've been talking to for a month before you even finalize what you got going on over here. Like, it's giving player. It's giving master manipulator. Child, listen. But we're gonna let y'all go and get y'all good word from the pastor, honey, and support him. Hopefully y'all won't be worried about nobody dressed though. Okay. Since y'all gonna ride with the pastor regardless. Either way, that's all that I got. All right. That's all that I got. You all can leave your thoughts and comments down below on everything we just got into, honey, from Pastor Jamal Bryant to Pastor DeQuarius Green passing away. being unalived by his wife to Pastor Elijah McDavid playing in his wife's face and all of that. All right. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm JamiThatsMe. And of course, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can fill a pool, we gon' make them